Trade war effects on China were visible in trade data out overnight, with both imports and exports from China down year over year. Welcome now from Hong Kong, Enda Curran, Bloomberg's chief Asia economics correspondent. Great to have you with us here. And so these are disappointing numbers in terms of the Chinese economy.
It is, David. No great surprise, I guess. Exports fell 1.3% in the month of June. Now, remember, that's the month when Mr. Trump put through the higher tariffs on Chinese goods, so there was likely always going to be an impact. Perhaps the bigger takeaway was on the import side of it. They fell by 7.3%. Of course, that points to slowing domestic demand. And over the half year now that we've just had, David, imports from the US have fallen by double digits going to China. So I think it all adds up to this picture that the export and manufacturing side of China continues to be under pressure, and that's why there's so much focus on whether or not these trade talks can reach some kind of resolution.
So, Enda, if these were not terribly surprising numbers, what are we looking at come Sunday? Because then we get second quarter GDP numbers, which in some ways could be much more important, right?
We are heading into second quarter GDP numbers. Of course, there's skepticism always around Chinese data in terms of the veracity of it, but nonetheless, it is expected to confirm, David, that the world's second largest economy is slowing down and that there will be more pressure on policymakers to roll out stimulus. There are some domestic issues related to the slowdown, but let me give you one example of what's happening in the external story here in Asia. Singapore had a shock second quarter contraction of its GDP, according to figures released today, and there are some people are arguing that South Korea's economy is already headed into a recession. So when you consider the backdrop to some of China's trading partners in the region, I think the takeaway is that Asia, which accounts for more than 60% of global economic growth, is under pressure, and China itself is under some pressure, and there's no sign yet that the broader economy has bottomed.